Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 23rd?
Motion.
I'll second. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pat, can we please have a report of executive session?
Sure. Immediately before the meeting this evening, the board met in executive session to discuss real estate and litigation. No decisions were made.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any public comment on any non-agenda items that are not on the agenda? Michelle, do we have anyone on Zoom? No. No? Okay. Anyone? No? Okay, good. Announcements and upcoming events. If you haven't had a chance to check out the exhibit over at the Community and Cultural Center for Women's History Month, please go and see it. We were lucky enough to have the largest amount of artists to contribute to that exhibit in the Poconos. Anybody else have? Oh, there's a Red Cross blood drive this Friday too. So everything else you can find out over on the side and pick up the sheet of the upcoming events, but those two were highlighted.
And the golf course may open a little early.
So
all right, Mark.
Keep your eyes on Facebook and other social media. We're planning on aerating, and we may open 9 holes one week and not the other 9 holes the next week if we get closer to the end of the month.
Depending on the weather.
As long as it stays like it is. So
yeah.
No hard crusty surface out there anywhere. It's playable right now.
Well, we were lucky those few days. We were lucky those few days when you opened, what, 3 days in February? And how'd we do? I heard we had 26.
26 golfers. For February, which we've never had before. Sets a record for February.
Committee and department reports. Can I have a motion to accept the committee and department reports as presented? Comments, second. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so if anyone wanted to check out any of the committee or department reports, those are over on the side table too, and they're always included in the minutes. Mark and Mike, do you have any highlights, anything from these reports that you wanted to highlight? Mark, you already highlighted golf. I already gave a shout out as to what was happening at the community center. Mike, anything for parks?
Nope.
Tractor Supply coming soon.
Yeah, we don't have a date, but everyone's excited. Michelle, is there any correspondence? No. Thank you. So now that brings us to the bid opening and possible award. So the first one was the sewer generator bid. Do you want to say a few words on that?
Sure.
Ben?
Yeah, the last meeting, we received one bid for the sewer generators, the installation, 6 generators for the pushover pump stations. That one price came in above what was the budget amount for the township. So the intent is make some small modifications to the bid documents, but I think we can go ahead and advertise for a second round of bidding on that contract here in the coming weeks. So hopefully have a bid opening by sometime at the end of April, end of a month. So I don't know if we need to make a motion.
I was going to say, would it be appropriate to make a motion to reject the bid that we did receive?
Well, we didn't accept it.
Well, we accepted it based on for engineer's review. He just gave his review.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, a motion to reject and intent to rebid.
Yeah, so moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So the second item, which we received 2 bids for, is for the Village Drive, it's officially entitled the Village Drive culvert replacement, but it's essentially the bridge along Village Drive. This is for the precast structures. There's 2 different alternates, one for a box culvert, one for a span structure. And essentially, again, casting the structures, delivery to site, setting in place. So I guess let Mike open
Okay,
it
so
up.
the first bid we have is from Keystone Concrete.
Mhm.
All right, so their base bid is 379,300. And there is no bid on alternate number 2. Next bid is CMR Construction. All right, they have no bid for alternate 1. Alternate 2, the precast is 515,000.
So with the intent for the motion tonight would be to award to the apparent low bidder, subject to our review of the bid documents as presented.
Yeah, so just so I'm clear, did
Well, it's either one or the other. I mean,
one bid on alternate 1?
correct,
One bid on alternate 4.
correct. It was, that was the bid, is one or the other.
Okay.
Whatever you could provide. I just want to check here. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Alternate 2. Yeah. 2 different.
so I would make a motion, first bid, I guess, accept both bids, for purposes of review, right?
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna make a motion to award to Keystone Concrete, subject to engineer, final review and approval.
Second.
Comments or questions?
Is that about what we thought we were gonna be into this for?
Yeah, a little bit higher, but not substantially higher, probably 10 or 20%.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good way to thin out the crowd, huh? You guys put a bid in for anything?
All right, that brings us to the payables.
Motion from our general account, $303,839.42.
Okay, second, comments or questions? And I just wanted, I noticed that it's on both the general fund, the truck is both on the general fund and liquid fuels.
Correct.
Do you want to say a word about it?
So, yeah, part of this is the truck that we approved purchase of last month, which is $224,000 in total. With the limitations of use of liquid fuels funds, we can only use 20% of our balance for trucks. So we waited until March 1st when they deposited our 2023 allocation. So this year, $100,000 for the truck will come out of liquid fuels. The balance will come out of the general account, which is what we're doing tonight. And then over the next 4 years, liquid fuels will reimburse the general fund the $124,000.
Okay, so the motion's been made in a second. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Motion from our sewer account, $43,527.30.
All second, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion from our golf account, $12,186.87.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion from our liquid fuels account, $100,000.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion from our 2019 GOV, $130,668.75.
All second, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. And a motion from our cable franchise account, $51,282.14.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Solicitors report?
I don't have anything specific to report. I do have some comments and suggestions for items further on in the agenda. Unless there's questions or comments from the board.
Engineers report? Okay, so that brings us to old business. So we have resolution 02-2023-4. We had thought that we would reaffirm this resolution to establish the resolution for the revitalized Route 209 grant program, but we had a few more comments this evening. I don't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, so why don't we go through them, at least to my understanding, given my understanding of some of the additional revisions being requested of the resolution of the board, what I would suggest is maybe going through those revisions this evening, somewhat swiftly. Then I'll make the revisions, and this will be hopefully back on your agenda at your next meeting to formally adopt. I will say probably what will happen is part of the resolution that'll be before you with the revisions will include a statement that resolution 02-2023-4 is being repealed concurrently, meaning you're going to repeal the resolution that we considered approved last meeting, and you're going to appeal an amended version of it at your next meeting.
Sounds good. Okay, so you wanted to run through the changes quickly?
Sure, and
okay.
just
So feel free to jump in, Mike and Mark. What my notes have are under A2, what would be covered, we would add 4 words to letter A. So it would remodeling improvements to the facade of a building, such as reconfiguring the exterior with updates and upgrades that are visible from 209, right? And then under terms, I skipped page 6. Then under construction and inspection, under number 1, the last sentence is stricken out regarding the pre-construction meeting. Under number 3 would read, construction shall be inspected by the township engineer as appropriate, period.
At such intervals as appropriate.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Appropriate. Okay. And then number 4 would read, construction shall be completed within the time period established, period. Is that correct? Okay, and then under terms and conditions, letter A would match what the resolution has. So it would read, remodeling improvements to the facade of the building, such as reconfiguring the exterior, updates and upgrades that are visible from 209. And at the end of the examples of potential eligible projects, there would be an asterisk that would denote that the grant will not reimburse for professional fees, such as architect, engineer, designer, permits, or soft costs. And that's what I had. Did Mark or Mike, you have anything else? Okay.
And then that has to translate into the application as
All
well.
the other documents.
Right, and everything else has to.
Correct.
Got
So
it.
I'll add that asterisk you just went through for the terms and conditions on grants not to be used to reimburse for professional fees and soft costs. I'll also add that to the resolution.
Yes.
So with that, are there any other requested revisions from the board?
I think that does it.
Okay, so my intent will be to make those changes to the resolution. I'll probably add one whereas to make it clear that the resolution that was adopted at your last meeting is being repealed and the new one is being adopted in its place. There is an additional draft resolution kind of, well, that's further on the agenda, so I'll wait. Anyone else have any thought on that?
I don't have anything, you?
No.
Okay. Terrific. Okay, and that brings us to invoice.
But did we finalize repeal then?
That's
we have to vote
next
now?
meeting.
I'll plug it in.
Oh, so you want to leave it as is?
I'm gonna add a whereas clause, the resolution
Okay.
we consider at the
That's
next
fine.
meeting.
Yep.
And then
Or
in the
we
next
repeal it.
meeting, we do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to invoice cloud. So the board unanimously agreed on that at the last meeting. There were 2 changes that needed to be made that we wanted the vendor to make and that were important to us. He did. So we're just stating that for the record. That brings us to new business. Resolution 03-2023-1, which was the resolution establishing the ad hoc committee for Revitalize 209. So since there is not yet a final resolution, my motion would be to table that until the next meeting.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
The one thing I will ask is, does the board have any revisions to that resolution? It would be best to know those tonight, so we can have a final form for you to adopt at the next meeting.
Nope.
No.
Sorry, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and that brings us to the Historical Commission. The board has in your packets the volunteer application form for Albert Murray, otherwise known as Sonny Murray, who would like to be on the Historical Commission now that there is a vacancy. So I would make that motion to appoint Albert Murray to the Middle Smithfield Township Historical Commission to fill the vacancy.
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then this is to ratify a grant submission that we made last week. Last week, the township applied for the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau Community Impact Grant. And we submitted a grant application to expand and improve the Veterans Memorial area outside the Community and Cultural Center. And we've received, I guess, the most amount of letters that we've ever gotten. from all the groups that will assist in this grant project. So the Veterans Memorial Project, just real quickly, entails a bronze statue, monument stones, the shields and flags for every branch of the military, along with a full-size flag and flagpole for each branch of the military, a memory walk of paver stones engraved with the names of Monroe County veterans, and the utility poles along Milford Road, as well as the street lamp poles, will have the hometown heroes and patriots remembered banners on them, with each banner honoring a local veteran. And we'll be able to switch those out for the 6 holidays of the year that are veteran related. So, and it also entails landscaping. The groups involved will be the veterans groups that are within Monroe County, as well as the Boy Scouts, 2 Boy Scout troops, actually, Eagle Scout projects, and Penn State Master Gardeners. So this is just a motion to authorize what we've submitted. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Was that a vote? I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, good. All right, any public comment, our favorite part of the evening? Yes, ma'am.
What's the format for the new resident thing? Because I'll come for the ambulance corps, but I want to make sure whether it's I come to a table and I just have stuff, or it's address people, or it's they come and go, or.
Yeah, I mean, give us a call tomorrow, or I can call you tomorrow and tell you what we've got set up. It was pretty much like last time. The staff presented what the township has. We asked if anybody had any questions. I mean, it's not really like a fair kind of thing where everybody comes in. We do have Katie Euler giving her presentation again of wildlife in the Poconos, human wildlife confrontation, because that seemed to be a draw last time.
Okay.
So
they don't know, they come from other places where it's not.
Yeah, and they have no idea. And we have no animal control, so, but that also seems to be something that they're interested in seeing.
You should tell them what time you put the animals away at night.
So that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other comments or questions? Anybody? Okay, so motion to adjourn.
Negative.
I actually learned that we don't even need to second it. Just somebody says motion to adjourn and that ends the meeting. It's funny.